All right, so the meeting, the recording has started. All right, welcome to all the new people that have joined us. I'm gonna go ahead and put this, and well, we got one more person coming in. Hang on, we'll let them in, then we'll get started. And as people come in, they can stay in time. So, Dennis, could you make sure that they're muted, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Okay, we would like to welcome everybody to our monthly workshop, the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind. My name is Jason Goldfield, and I am the Assistive Technology Instructor at the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind. Today, I come to you in a different role. I come to you as Chef Jason Goldfield. I'm not a chef by trade or anything. I'm just a casual home cook, like many people out there. So I like to kind of go over a few house rules before we do officially get started. Number one, we ask that as you come in, if you are unmuted, for those that are muted, we ask you to please stay muted for the duration of the workshop. We will have time for questions and answers at the end through the method, and we'll go over those methods at that point in the workshop. Let's see. So we ask you to stay muted. Our host today is Manus Pacius. He will be monitoring our call log and making sure that people stay on mute. And also, for those coming in, welcome to those who are coming in us right now. Wow, we got people coming left and right. This is wonderful to have everybody. We will be giving out a door prize. We will be giving out a gift card at the conclusion of this workshop. However, you must be present to win, and that will be done at the very end of our workshop. So we'd like for you to sit back and relax and enjoy our wonderful cooking demonstrations as we get into the products that we're going to talk about and the food that we're going to be cooking. Yes, we're going to be definitely cooking food. This is a little bit of a different setup for me as far as a workshop. For those that have joined our Florida Outreach Center for the Blind workshops in the past, normally I am sitting down in front of my computer. However, I am standing for everybody's benefit, because I don't have my video on. I am actually here in my kitchen. So if you hear any echoing or background noise, that is because I'm standing in the kitchen, and that's the aesthetics that you'll hear, because that's where all the appliances are at that I have. I don't have a lot of counter space to work with, so I kind of have to work with one item at a time. I have to unplug one to plug in another. My dream is to have a big kitchen where I can have everything set up all at once, but that will come someday. So I have to work with what I have to deal with, but that's okay. So today, we're going to be talking about two of my favorite subjects, technology and food. And I hope that many of us out there listening to the workshop today agree that those are two wonderful subjects, and they go together, hand in hand. So today, we will be talking about discussing and cooking with an air fryer, a pressure cooker, and a microwave. All of these devices can be controlled manually. However, that could be done by anybody for the most part. But the purpose of today's workshop is to show you how they can be controlled with voice assistance. Now, the device I'm going to be showing you with is my Echo Show, okay? However, you can use any of Amazon's Echo devices or any of the Google line of voices. I believe they used to call them the Google Home line of products. I believe now they're called the Google Nest line of products, but they all work the same way. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I do have with me, joining me as well, I do have a few guests joining me as well. They're going to be my assistants, we speak, Carolyn Lapp, who is our Executive Director of Florida Outreach Center for the Blind. You'll hear her a little bit later on in the presentation, and her husband, Bill Lapp, and we might actually have him say hi as well. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out the menu as sorts, as far as what we're going to be cooking. In our air fryer, we're going to be cooking TGI Fridays mozzarella sticks. Doesn't that sound good? In our pressure cooker, we're going to be cooking Italian sausage, peppers, and onions. And in the microwave, we're going to be cooking frozen green beans. These are all very simple dishes, nothing too complicated, the whole 9 yards. The good thing is, once we're done with the workshop, the thing is that me, Carolyn, and Bill will actually be able to enjoy what we have cooked. So, all right. So with that being said, like I said, I apologize if you hear any echo, weird noises, if things appear to be louder or quieter than they might be. It's because of the limited audio that we're working with here. So we're going to go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and start with the, what do you think we should start with? What first, Carolyn, the air fryer or the Instapot? The one with the mozzarella sticks. All right. I don't know if you all heard her, but she wants mozzarella sticks. Okay. Well, since she's the boss has spoken. Although I'm the chef, so I guess technically I'm the boss right now, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move my air fryer over here so we can go ahead and get that started. So you'll have to bear with me for a minute while I get that in. Like I said, I'm working kind of with limited counter space, so bear with me for a few minutes. Also, just as a fair warning, since we are going to be using an Amazon Echo product, you might have heard mine go off right now. You might have heard that. I hope you did. That means the air fryer is ready to go. I'm going to be using the A word, and we call her Lady A or the A word. So if you have a Lady A, and if that is your wake word, then just as a forewarning, yours might go off. So if you know how to mute your Lady A device, if your Lady A uses the wake word, we ask you to ignore it or mute it. There's a button on your device as well. I have 2 Echo devices here, but I'm using my Echo Show 8. But like I said, you can use any of them that you want. So in front of me, I have my air fryer, which is my newest product. I just got this, probably within a month ago. And it is, the brand is the Casorri. I believe that's spelled Casaorri. The model number on it, and this is the only one that I have the model of, so I apologize for the other ones. I don't know the model numbers. It's the C as in Charlie, S as in Sam, -358, A as in Apple, F as in Frank. Sorry if you hear banging in the background. That's the trash truck coming by to empty our garbage dumpsters. I'm actually breaking a cardinal rule of Zoom. Normally in Zoom, you want your background noise to be minimum or none. But in this case, we actually want our background noise to be heard because of everything that we're doing. So with that being said, so I have my air fryer here with me. Now, for those who have had air fryers, I'm not going to get into a whole big thing about air fryers and how they work. That's more of a detailed instruction time that we don't really have for it right on this workshop today. But this is just a standard air fryer. They come in different models. Some have different functions. This is just a straight air fryer. It's a 5.8 quart air fryer. It has a single basket. So some of them are a lot more fancier than others and whatnot. So what the really cool thing about this air fryer is that while everything can be controlled manually, the whole idea of today's demonstration and showing you how this works is that we can control this with our Echo devices. And like I said, our Google line of voice assistant products as well. So just to give you an idea, all the controls on this device are touch screen. So if I feel the display where all the buttons are, I couldn't tell you from where one button is on another, all right? I have not taken the time to have anybody help me label them with any type of bump dots or puff paint or any other type of marking devices, because I have found that most of the cooking functions can be set by using our voice assistant lines of products. And today, mine is the Echo Show, okay? So that's why we're doing what we're doing today. So I'm gonna step away from the microphone for a little bit, go over to my freezer, get the mozzarella sticks out. So bear with me. All right, those back, so we'll have those for later. All right. So I have in front of me a box of TGI Fridays mozzarella sticks. They're the snack size, so which means there's only enough for a snack. They do have, of course, different quantities. I'm opening up the box right now. Okay. And let's see what we got in here. I'm gonna throw away this box. I'm gonna throw away this box here because we won't need that. So it looks like we have a bag of mozzarella sticks. Oh gosh, there's not many in here at all, but that's okay. Looks like there's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's okay. That's good enough. And we have a little package of, I assume that's marinara sauce. So that we can use if we want. I've had that before. I wasn't too crazy about their marinara sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my air fryer. I'm going to release the basket. Okay, so we can open that up. I'm going to try and be as verbal, as descriptive as what I'm doing here as much as possible. I'm going to go ahead and grab some scissors and just cut a hole in that so we can open up our bag. And I'm going to go ahead and just dump these right in. All right, there we go. Lay them all out here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, we got 6 mozzarella sticks. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's good enough. All right, let me throw this bag away in the trash since we don't need that. Now, a lot of people, when they cook in an air fryer, they sometimes spray the bottom of their pan. I recommend using a non-stick cooking spray. I actually bought olive oil cooking spray rather than the traditional just like Pam or store brand cooking spray, because olive oil is healthier for you and it works better. They recommended that for air fryers. So I got them laid out in my basket here. I'm going to go ahead and slide it into the cooker, into the air fryer. There we go, it's in. So I'm going to actually turn up my volume a little bit on my Alexa here. Alexa, volume up. Okay, let me do it one more time. Alexa, volume up. Okay, that might be a little loud. We might lower that as we go. We'll see. So I am going to cook now. Traditional air frying, you want to cook things around 380, 390, even up to 400 degrees. I believe for like things like this, 390 is good. And I found out that about 8 minutes is good for things like this. I've cooked items like this before, and 8 minutes usually has them come out pretty good. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to tell the air fryer to set it at 390 degrees for 8 minutes. Okay? And then I'll talk a little bit more about the air fryer as it's cooking. So at least we'll go ahead and get that started. You don't have to preheat your air fryer. Some people do that. I guess it depends on really what you're cooking, but when you're cooking something frozen like this, really don't have to worry about it. So with that being said, Alexa, set air fryer at 390 degrees for 8 minutes.
Air frying for 390 degrees.
Okay. Now I'm going to let you listen to the air fryer, and it may sound like a wind tunnel, or it might sound a little loud. So it's actually maybe not as loud as it sounds like it's over the recording right now. So I'm just going to be silent for a minute and let you hear it. So hopefully you can hear that a little bit. I'm going to step away from that a little bit so I can kind of talk to you a little bit about the air fryer. And I'm gonna step away from that.
Okay, I have a question.
Oh, okay. Carolyn has a question. Yeah. Go ahead. Hang on. Let me bring you over here.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Before you told Lady A to cook for 8 minutes, did you manually turn your air fryer on?
No, just plugged it in. You heard that beep?
I did.
That means it's on and it's ready to go.
Okay.
So when I got it, she asked a good question. So no, there was no button. I don't have to push any buttons on the air fryer. Now, of course, whenever you get any of these products, the first time you have to go through a setup process, and you have to connect it to your home Wi-Fi. So you do have to have Wi-Fi in your house in order to use it with these devices as well, with with the voice assistants. If you want to use it manually, you don't need internet. So that's basically it. Did that answer your question? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna come over here and just sit down for a minute and talk to you a little bit more about this air fryer. I had an air fryer beforehand, but it was not a smart model. So I had to have it labeled in such a way that at least I could somewhat use it. Now, the good thing is this goes from anywhere from, I forget what the lowest temperature is, to be quite honest. It goes up to 400 degrees, which is really good. Especially, that's really good for like baking pizzas. I've made like frozen pizzas in there. Chicken wings. Bill mentioned chicken wings. You want that at a higher temperature. Chicken wings, when you want to get a little crispness to your meats, especially if you're cooking meats, because you can cook meats in there. I do recommend spraying those with some nonstick cooking spray. Like I said, I recommend olive oil cooking spray once again. I just recently found out how to make chocolate or how to make cookies from cookie dough. So I buy the refrigerated cookie dough, either the kind that is already kind of baked where you just peel it off, you put it on the cooker and then bake it that way. But I bought this, and I wanted to mention that this is a great product. It's this parchment paper, and it comes in single sheets. And I got them on Amazon. I bought the air fryer and the paper on Amazon. The purpose of the paper is really good, especially when you're baking stuff like cookies, muffins, things like that. They really, it doesn't stick. It's already pre-treated, although I do spray that a little bit, again, with the olive oil cooking spray, just to kind of give it a little bit help there. And by the way, if you buy the Pillsbury or the Nestle Toll House ones, you bake those at 350 degrees for about 13 to 14 minutes, depending on your liking. If you like a more crispier cookie, 14 to 15 minutes at the most. So they worked out really good. So I've been on this this cookies kick lately, which probably doesn't help things. But anyway, while those are cooking, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was about the app. Now, a lot of these smart devices come with apps themselves that you can control everything on your smartphone. The app that they want you to download either on your Apple device or your Android device, because we don't want to forget anybody out there, is the VSync, or I think it's VESYNC. It's spelled kind of weird. And under that app, they have a whole line of products. It kind of walks you through the setup process. That's what you would use in order to set it up to work with your internet and your Echo device or your Google Nest device as well. Also in the app, they have built in 100 recipes, which is great, broken down in category. It's very, at least on the iPhone, on the app for iOS, if you're a VoiceOver user, very, very accessible as far as the layout. It reads everything very, very nicely. You can look up all the recipes and whatnot. It's very, very good. So the only thing that I don't like, and I'm just going to be honest and put my opinion out there, is you can set up if you want to cook things manually with the app, and it's real accessible except for one little part, and I think it's the most important. You can set the time, the temperature with the app, again with VoiceOver, very accessible, guys. Except when you go to hit the start button to actually start the air fryer, this is if you're using the VSync app, of course, just want to let you know what we're talking about. It tells you, a little pop-up comes up and tells you to press the start button on the air fryer. Now, to me, that sort of defeats the purpose, to be quite honest. And and because the whole thing is you're supposed to be able to use your app. So I'm like, well, what's the point of that? So in actuality, since I don't have my air fryer labeled yet, I just haven't gotten around to doing it, at least to label the start button, I can't use that because I don't know where the start button is and no one's told me where it is. So, but that's okay. As long as I can use it with my Echo device, then I'm pretty good, as you can tell. So, you guys smell that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was asked if they smell it. So, I'll tell you one thing. I bought these Green Giant zucchini fries. They're frozen. Put those in my air fryer. Cooked those at 390 degrees for 10 minutes. When they were cooking, they smelled wonderful. They smelled great. They were Parmesan garlic. Wow. The air fryer really puts out a good aroma, and you should really smell when I'm baking cookies. It smells like a bakery in here. So those should be almost done soon. I don't think we can see how much time is left. I think there's certain features it's limited to. Since it's such a new product, still learning what I can do with my Alexa device and what I can't do. Let's see. Alexa, how much time is left?
There are no timers set.
Oh, well, that's not going to help. Oh, that answers that question. Oh, okay, never mind. The time's up anyway. So, actually, that was good timing. So we're going to go ahead and open the door, which is probably going to be really hot. Oh, yeah. Let's see if you can hear the sizzling. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but they're sizzling away, so that means good. I'm just going to give a little feel to them. Oh, yeah, they feel really good. So,
the save button to activate press space bar.
Hi, Rosina, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, could you put that person on mute?
Hi, sorry.
That's okay.
I have a question. Can you please don't say Alexa when you're telling because it's activate my Alexa.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna have questions and answers at the end, so if you could please wait until then, we'd kind of really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. We'd love to hear your question, but if you can wait until the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug my air fryer right now, but I'm going to keep the food in the basket. You guys want to wait or you want to eat these now? That's up to y'all. Now? Oh, no. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Oh, never mind. Okay, change of plans then. Change of plans. Yeah, all right. Never mind. Plate. Hang on.
Let you know how it is.
Oh yeah, hang on. Let's do this. Yeah, we're gonna do an official taste test here. So I'm gonna grab a plate out of my cabinet here, and I'm just gonna release the inner basket where all the food is, and just dump that on there. There we go. All right. I'm just gonna put that back in there, and. All right, so I'm going to take the mozzarella sticks with the phone here and let these guys try these. They're going to be really hot, so, where you at?
Right here,
We're all here at the table.
All right, there you go.
All right.
So there's 6, so let's sit down here and give a little taste test.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on, so.
Since,
Oh, you want a napkin or something?
we're fine.
Okay, sure. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So we let you go first since you're the.
No, you guys, no, I made these before. You let me know.
Is it hot there?
They better be hot.
They're hot inside.
I told you, yeah.
Yeah, the outside ain't real hot.
Yes,
I mean, you can pick them up with your finger.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
but on the inside is what you got to be really careful of.
Oh yeah. Very good, Jay.
Yeah.
You're a
Now-
good cook.
Now, does that taste like something now? Now, of course, air frying food is going to have a slightly different consistency than if you fried it in a deep fryer. But, we're not messing with no oil, no grease, nothing like that. All the fat separates and goes into the inner tray that we'll clean out later. So that's a great thing. So that's another thing, guys. If you ever want to worry about, you don't have to worry about when you're cooking in an air fryer about oil and grease because nothing will jump up and splatter you. Like, I'll give you a prime example, cooking bacon. Now, myself and Carolyn here and Bill, we're all visually impaired. Carolyn has no sight, I have very little, and Bill has a little bit more than we do, but I'm going to ask Carolyn especially. So when you cook something like bacon,
Yeah.
do you ever get nervous that the grease may jump up and splatter?
Yeah, because it will pop you.
Yeah, right. And that's the beautiful thing about cooking in the air fryer. First of all the fat and grease totally separates from what you're cooking. I feel like an infomercial here, and that's what it is. And all the air fryers do that, by the way. So it's not just this Cosori or this particular model. They all work basically the same. So I love cooking bacon, but I am not for cooking in grease or anything like that. And I don't like when cooking stuff like that when it jumps up and splatters you.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
when I cook bacon in the air fryer, I like it because I can do the bacon in the air fryer. I can do my eggs and potatoes and stuff in a pan. And this way, it's all done at the same time. It works great. And it does a great job on the bacon. I mean, we've been using it for a long time. And another thing is with your mozzarella sticks and that, you say, well, if you take like halfway through the cooking and give your pan a shake around, put it back in and let it go again, they'll all come out really nice.
That's
all the same.
That's true. And that's something I didn't do with these just because, but that is true. So if you're especially frying, cooking something like this, you might want to just give a little shake or flip them over halfway through the cooking process. So,
Yep.
but oh gosh, I've cooked so many things in an air fryer, even my old one. not just stuff like this, but meats like burgers and pork chops and chicken. So, it's not just limited to frying things that have a breading. Like I said, I did cookies in it. I made a pizza in there. I'll take things like Hot Pockets or things that they say you're supposed to microwave only, and I'll actually put them in my air fryer. And I'll tell you, that really gives it a whole other taste, because now you're really making that crust on the outside, like a Hot Pocket or anything that's like that, real crispy. Definitely French fries are great, onion rings, anything like that.
Sweet potato fries.
Sweet, yeah,
Good.
I got a bag of those in the freezer. So, air fryers are great, guys. They're very safe. They're much healthier because, if you love fried foods, why mess with that fat, the oil, and the grease? So I definitely recommend an air fryer. Now, of course, you got air fryers that are more fancier. Now, you have one, Bill, right?
Yeah.
That does. So you want to, I'll turn the phone around a little bit so you can tell them a little bit about like something like you have.
Well, mine does like 12 different things. It air fries, it'll grill, steam, bake. God,
Slow cook.
yeah, it's a slow cooker.
Oh, yeah.
And when you change it from one thing to another, you got to take and the top comes off, and then you can put a glass lid on it for like when you're doing slow cooking. But I like mine. I use it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it is good.
Yeah. So he has a much fancier model. All sorts of different sizes and types. Like I said, this is a 5.8 quart for people that just live by themselves. I think I've seen even like 3 or 3.5 quart.
Yeah.
So that's good for like 1-2 people at the most. They say this size feeds 4, but I guess it really depends on what you're making, type of thing. So no, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So as you heard, did everything by voice. I didn't touch a single button, and that's the whole point of showing you how this works. And of course, you heard the 3 beeps at the end. I was trying to see if we can get a time left on how long it is. Of course, on the screen, you can see it if you have vision. But that's okay. At the same time, we asked, it went off anyway. So
Now it has to be a smart air fryer, right?
if you want to use it with like the Alexa, like we just did, yeah. So anything that says smart appliance means it can be used with the internet as well as manually as well. So God forbid, so you don't have to say, well, my internet went out, I guess I can't use that air fryer today. Oh no, you can use it manually. You just won't be able to say, tell Alexa or Google, to set it at whatever temperature and cook for that long. Also, guys, a lot of these appliances, this one included, has presets as well. So it has like a French fry setting, a steak setting. I'm just trying to remember a few as an example. A shrimp setting. So what it does, it will automatically adjust to the right temperature and the right time, so that way you don't have to guess. Now these, I've made this type of stuff before, so I just kind of took a guess on how long to cook it for.
The shrimp
Yeah.
come out real good in it.
Yeah. So it comes out really good. So, well, you guys enjoy that. So I'm going to go back in the kitchen here, and we're going to get started with the next product.
You better eat some of these.
Yeah, eat. Yeah. No, don't wait on me. I have more I can make later if I really want some. This stuff's for you guys. So what I'm gonna do a little picture here. Again, with my limited counter space, is I'm gonna move this out of the way and go get my Instant Pot pressure cooker. So hang on. I wish I had more counter space, but I don't. So, oh well.
Now, some of the,
Hang on, let me bring it over to you so you can hear. Hold on.
okay,
Hang on.
I was just gonna tell them about the certified,
Yeah, hang on. Let me bring the phone over here so people can hear you good. Okay, go ahead. Carol wants to
okay,
say something.
Amazon has a section that list products, smart products that have been certified by other blind people, and what they have tested them. So you can be pretty sure that they're going to work well for you and be accessible.
Yeah, that's true. And I think since this does work with Alexa, I believe this is a certified product. Oh, hush. It's listening to me. So, so all right. So this one I now have in front of me is my Instapot. Now, unfortunately, I hate to tell you, the next two things I'm going to show you are discontinued, meaning they don't sell them anymore. But that doesn't mean that the other products that are similar are not available. It's just that these two products I'm going to show you next, unfortunately, are discontinued. They're no longer being sold for whatever reason, and I don't know why. So this is my Instant Pot. So Instant Pot is a brand.
Most of them out there are still the same.
Yeah,
OJ,
right, exactly. It just maybe this model, unfortunately,
and
is discontinued.
you still have to look for the ones that are
Smart, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So this particular model, I've had this one now for a couple of years. So, over time, companies stop making one model and they come out with a new one, something that's better and bigger and fancier and sings and dances more. So, but this is my Instapot pressure cooker, but it also does, besides pressure cooking, which is the mode we're going to demonstrate, it also does rice cooking and slow cooking and sauteing. I think it has a yogurt maker. I've never made homemade yogurt before. Things like that. I mostly use it for pressure cooker. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to take off the lid. So I have to get to my power cord because we have to plug things in to make them work. Things work better. I found that in the other day. I was making some cookies in the air fryer and I had them all ready to go, and I gave my Alexa the command to start baking the cookies, and it wouldn't work. And I was like, why is it not working? It told me it was unavailable. Well, I looked over and I didn't have the darn thing plugged in. So, well. But such is life. I was like, oh well, things work better when they're plugged in.
I'll tell you, the pressure cooker is great.
Yeah.
It will work for vegetables. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there is a steaming part on them.
Right. There's a steamer. Yeah. So I'm going to plug that in.
Carolyn loves the veggies.
All right. So we heard a beep. And I don't know if you all heard that. There was just a little beep, kind of a low tone. That means it's ready to go. Now, again, this device has all sorts of buttons. I don't even know how many. They are tactile, so you can feel them. But I can't tell you one button from another because I don't have any of them marked once again. However, that's not what we're going to do today. We're not going to use the buttons on these. We're going to use the Echo device. So this is a 6-quart Instapot. They come in different sizes. Has a pot inside. So we have that and all that. So we put that in the pressure cooker. This one, unfortunately, I've dropped it a few times, so the lid is a little beat up. I'm kind of surprised it still works because I drop things sometimes. So what we're going to do, we're going to cook sausage, Italian sausage, peppers, and onions. So we're going to do this. So what we're going to do is when you're cooking stuff in the pressure cooker, they always say to add a little bit of liquid in the very bottom because otherwise you don't want your food to burn. Now you only need a little bit. You only need very, very little because especially when you're cooking things like meats, and you can cook anything. Oh my gosh. We're going to do sausages, but you can do roasts. You can do chicken. I've thrown chicken breasts in there, boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and you let those babies cook, and oh my gosh. First of all, as the stuff cooks, it makes its own liquid. It makes its own juice. So that's what I'm saying. You don't need a lot of liquid to begin with. especially especially when it comes to different meats. So now the sausage and the peppers and onions, of course, even though they're ready to go, I have those, they're pre-cut. I cut those earlier to save a little bit of time. They have a lot of liquid in them themselves, especially as they cook down. Now, a lot of people, they like to saute their peppers and onions in a frying pan ahead of time, and that's fine, but we're going to do this the easy way. We're going to do this the easy way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cup here that I have, and I'm just going to fill it up with just a little bit of water, maybe like a half a cup worth. Let's see, that much. There we go. We're just going to dump it in the bottom of the air fryer. Okay. And I got my sausage. Actually, let me go get my peppers and onions while I'm standing over here. Give me a second. I have those in the fridge. Oops. Oh, actually, they're in the oven. I have 2 refrigerators in our place, and one was given to us. There it is. While I don't have a lot of counter space, my kitchen is wide, so I'm able to have 2 refrigerators, which is really nice. So I'm going to put these off to the side because I'm going to add these on top. I want the sausages on the bottom. So I have here, it's a package of just mild, although you can use any kind of sausage you want. These are just, I think these are mild. They're not hot. They're either mild or sweet. I can't remember. I think they're sweet, actually. Mild, sweet Italian sausage. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's plenty for us. So they're still in the original package. So I'm just going to open them up. And I'm just going to put those in the bottom of the air fryer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. There we go. Just going to throw this tray away. Give me a second. Of course, anytime you're cooking or handling raw meat, you want to make sure you wash your hands every time. Don't want salmonella poisoning, please. Okay. So now I'm going to take I have a bag here that I cut up some onion. They weren't cut too pretty, but that's okay. When you're cooking things in like in a pressure cooker, they don't have to be cut like in any perfect uniform size or whatever. So I got a small onion's worth, and then I got 2 peppers I cut up. One is a yellow, one's a red. They came out of a 3-pack. They had green, red, and yellow, and I cut up the yellow and the red pepper. So we're not doing anything too crazy. I'm just gonna dump all that on top. There we go. All right. Make sure that covers everything there.
I'm sorry, may I just jump in because I'm confused? You said you're on the Instapot, and earlier you did the air fryer, but you keep referring to the air fryer. Does the Instapot have an air fryer built in, or are you just using the wrong term?
I'm sorry, could you repeat what you just said?
Certainly. You were talking earlier about the Instapot, and then you kept referring to the air fryer several times. Does the Instapot have an air fryer as well, or did you just use the wrong term,
No.
the wrong appliance?
Instapot does make an air fryer as well. Instapot is the brand. So
I'm aware of all of that, and I'm a pretty good cook, so I'm just confused because
Oh.
you were talking about the air fryer first, then you switched to the Instapot, but you kept referring to the Instapot as the air fryer. So it's just trying to get clarity.
well, what we were doing, we were covering what we're going to be doing, and then we got into the individual products. And we moved on to the air fryer. Now we're back to the Instant Pot, which is the pressure cooker.
Right, I'm with you on that, but you keep calling it accidentally an air fryer. So that's why I was just saying it got a little confusing.
Okay.
You were referring to the Instapot as an air fryer several times.
Okay, well, thank you for the correction. Manus,
Sure.
if make sure the gentleman's muted, thank you. All right, so let me wash my hands really quick again. All right. So, we have our sausages on the bottom. We put our cut up peppers and onions on the top. And I'm gonna put the lid on there. Now, sometimes you gotta fiddle with the lid a little bit to get it to lock. And you might hear a little do-do-do-do sound as I turn the lid. Let me move the phone closer, maybe you can hear that. And if you heard that, the do-do-do-do, that means it's locked and ready to go. And if I pull on the handle, that lid isn't going anywhere. So it's locked and loaded, as they say. And there's a little valve on our pressure cooker here. And we want to make sure that that's down, so we don't have any issues. It's all ready to go. So we're going to kind of take a guess. And sausages are a little hard sometimes to kind of guess, but we're going to take a gander. We can always add, the nice thing, guys, is when you're cooking with this stuff, you can always add time to things. You can't take them away. So we're going to go ahead and try and cook these for 8 minutes. Now, this isn't straight cooking of 8 minutes. There's time that needs in addition to build up the pressure, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and we'll get into how that all works in just a moment. So I'm going to use my Alexa device again to get that going. So we're going to say, Alexa, pressure cook for 8 minutes on Jason's pot.
Pressure cooking for 8 minutes.
Okay. Now, if you heard that, you heard the Alexa say that, and you also heard 3 long beeps. So that means it's warming up. So what we're going to do, we're going to come back over here to our table where our guests are. And Bill, did you want to talk about just real quick, because maybe you can say it a little bit better, on basically just in real simple terms on how this pressure cooker kind of works?
Well, the pressure cookers have been around a long, long time. And years ago, they were a little afraid of them because they would blow up. And, before you just put them on a stove and crank your stove up, and they were dangerous. Nowadays, with the ones that they make now, there are many release valves that are in them, so there is no more of a danger. And you can take and adjust the one valve on the top of them that will take it to go to, if you're going to steam stuff or whatever you're going to do. Like now with what Jason is cooking, the sausage in that, he's shut it completely off. So it will build up pressure, and that's when it'll start cooking. And I think it's the great way to cook, especially sausage and peppers and onions. I love them that way. They come out nice and juicy, and the peppers and onions are sort of squishy. That's the way I like them. But anyway, I've used it for cooking roast beef, like a pot roast, things like that. You can put all your veggies and the pot roast all right inside. And when it is cooking, it will stuff all the flavor and everything into the vegetables. And it is excellent. Chicken you can do in there. It's a great way to cook, and a lot faster for cooking, a roast and stuff. It goes real quick, probably close to probably 20 minutes at least off of your cooking time, whether you would do it in the oven.
Right. So, and I appreciate explaining that, Bill. Yeah, and you, like he said, you can cook so many different things in a pressure cooker alone and whatnot. They're very safe. You don't have to worry about anything coming out and splattering, whatnot. Trust me, That lid isn't going where it has so many safety valves built in and whatnot. So as far as while that's going, so while it's 8 minutes of cooking, it actually will take time to build up the pressure before it starts to 8 minutes. And when it does that, we'll hear one little beep. And at that point, that's when the timer will actually count down as well. Now, as far as using this with your phone, there is an app for the Instant Pot model that I have, and it has a weird name. They all have weird names. They don't just have simple names that we could all think of. This is, for some reason, this app was called Remote Control for Smart Wi-Fi. It's very wordy. It doesn't make any sense. Has nothing to do with. I mean, you agree, Carolyn, that makes
that's not a good title.
No, it's really not. No. I mean, that's like so far off. But when you do load that app, I'm able to see my device. I can adjust the different modes with it. I can adjust the pressure. We're cooking on high pressure here, which is normal, by the way. Some things you may want to cook at a lower pressure. It depends on what it is. And that all can be controlled. I think the app itself is a little weird with VoiceOver. I don't know how it is with, of course, with the Android side, things like that. Some of the labels are a little weird. Like, for example, if you want to stop it, there's a square button. It doesn't say stop, it says square button. And of course, that means that has nothing to do with stopping, but that's what it means by stopping. So now you might have heard me also call it Jason's Pot. And that's the reason why is because I have 3 devices hooked up paired up with my Echo, paired up with the Alexa. And when you have multiple devices, sometimes you have to give them specific names so it knows which device you're talking about. Sometimes you do. If you only have one, you don't have to do that so much. But when you have multiple devices, any more than one, you really need to give your devices a name. And the name could be anything, but Jason's Pot. Well, I'm Jason and it's my pot. So why not call it Jason's Pot? So, like I said, all the buttons are tactile, but can't, unless you memorize the order, it's really hard to see. Of course, it has a screen. We just heard a little popping there. You may hear some popping as it cooks. That's all very normal. You might hear occasional hissing, and that's just the steam. Yeah, that's the steam, right? Yeah. That's all very normal. So if you ever have one of these, if you've never had one, you get one. And you're cooking, all of a sudden you hear, don't get nervous. Nothing is catching on fire. Nothing's going to explode or anything like that.
Another thing is when you are done cooking, you have to take and open a valve. And that's where your steam all comes out. And then you need to be careful because that you can get burnt by.
Yeah, and we're going to do the steaming part. We're going to release the valve. I'm going to let you hear that. I've held my hand. I don't recommend this, please. I don't endorse safety in the kitchen, so don't go by my standards. But because I kind of like to dare it a little bit, don't recommend this. I've held my hand not right over the steam valve, but kind of a couple inches away, and it's really not that bad. Do not put your hand right on the valve. I did that once by accident. Now that was a huge mistake. That was not done on purpose, and boy, did that sucker burn. That could really hurt. But
You can end up going to the hospital.
yeah. No, you definitely don't want that. Carolyn, have you ever cooked? Have you ever cooked in one of these?
I have not.
Oh.
Now, I remember you telling me that there's all kinds of Instapots, but you have to get the one that is iPhone compatible, right? That has the apps.
As long as it says smart.
Oh, it does
Smart,
say
yeah,
that.
smart,
Okay.
yeah. Right. Any type of device that you get, as long as it says smart this, smart air fryer, smart this, smart that, It will work generally with its app that it comes with, or it tells you to download, either from the App Store or the Google Play Store. And they generally all connect to the internet. Now, guys, today we're only showing 3 devices, and that's all I have. We're going to do the microwave part next in a little bit.
These devices have smart wrote on them themselves.
Well, when you look for them, I don't know if they say it right on the device. Go ahead and look. Yeah, you can look. You can look. He's asking if they say smart right on the device. I really don't know. I know it would definitely say it on the box, and especially if you're shopping online, you definitely look for that. So you can go like on Amazon or Walmart or Best Buy or wherever you want to buy your like small appliances and say smart pressure cooker, smart air fryer, smart this, smart that. And it's going to show you devices
I'm sure
that
it
are
goes on the box when you get them.
Yeah, well, I've had that for a couple of years, so I've been long gone throw out the box,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Yeah, I
you
don't
know,
see it on any of the devices.
no, probably not, you
I
know?
didn't think it would, but I thought, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Because keep in mind, as I mentioned this before, I'm going to say it again, they can all be controlled manually. Everything, it doesn't, it's not that you have to use it's not that you have to use an Alexa or a Google product as
'Cause
well.
all mine are controlled manually.
Yeah, no, and they all can be. And they all can be. So, but for people who are visually impaired, obviously the easiest way for us to go is for us to be able to use our voice. We have no problem talking. So, so that's the whole purpose. I'm not here to show you where the buttons are laid out on this device because, again, they all feel the same. The one with the air fryer, the Cosori air fryer that I was talking about and using earlier, that's completely flat, all touchscreen. So, you really got to be, careful on what you're getting. But as long as, and sometimes you can set these devices up yourself. For example, the air fryer, the Cosori air fryer, I was able to set that up about, I'm going to say 98% on my own without any assistance. There was one screen that VoiceOver wasn't reading, and I needed some sighted help in order to set up this one little part. But I was able to do about 98% of it. I was a little nervous because I knew you could use those devices, but of course you never know how accessible the setup is going to be of these devices as well. Of course, if you have access to like Aira, if you're an Aira user, or Be My Eyes, especially if you don't have anybody who lives with you or you don't have anybody who can have come over, those people are wonderful. In fact, when we talk about using Aira, that is how I set up my microwave that we're going to get to here in a few minutes. So, in fact, we might go ahead and get started we might go ahead and get started on that while these are cooking. We don't have to wait for that to finish because that's plugged into a different outlet. So that I did need Aira to help me with, and they were wonderful. Took a while, but we got it set up. So in fact, yeah, we're gonna do that while these are cooking. We're gonna go ahead and because I don't have to have it plugged in the same outlet because that's on a different part of my counter. We're gonna do the oven, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Let me go ahead and get what we're gonna cook for that. I'll be right back. Just gonna go over here to the freezer again. All right, so we are going to be cooking green beans. These are just great value Walmart brand because I shop a lot at Walmart. And these are steamable green beans, cut green beans in the bag. This is one of the easiest things, I promise you. So this is, I don't know how many ounces of green beans this is, to be quite honest. It's enough for 2, 3, maybe even 4 people, depending on how much you eat. You do not have to open this bag. These are steamable bags of vegetables. They make different types of vegetables. Bird's Eye makes them. Green Giant makes them. I just buy the store brand because it's a little bit cheaper. So what we're going to be using is my Amazon Smart Oven. Now, this is a product that I did not purchase. Someone purchased this for me, and I thought this would be a product. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I thought it would be around for quite a long time. I thought this would be a big, huge seller. Unfortunately, it's no longer available either, and they have not made another one like that. However, there are microwave ovens out there, guys, of different brands. I've seen, I think GE and Philips, and there might be a Panasonic. They do make smart microwave ovens. However, what I have here is not just a microwave, although that's the part we're going to demonstrate today. It's called an Amazon Smart Oven because while I use it for microwaving, I'd say about 95% of the time, it also does serve as an air fryer, a convection oven, and a food warmer. So it does 1, 2, 3, 4 functions. If you're going to use it as an air fryer or an oven, you do need to use some accessories that come with it. Mine are kind of buried right now. There's like a metal tray that you have to use because it cooks in a totally different way, and it does get that oven really hot. So, but today we're just going to use it. It's a full size. If you looked at it, you would go, this big deal. It's just a microwave. It's a full-size microwave. It's a 0.9 cubic feet, I believe. It's full size, one of the bigger ones they make, and it's 1100 watt power. Now, I don't know, I think they still do. Amazon made a while ago, and they still might sell this one, the Amazon Basics microwave. It was much cheaper in price, and it was only 700 watts. It was great for people like in dorms, or if you're single and you're just warming things up. Definitely not cooking frozen things in it. It wasn't that strong. And I don't know if they still sell that model or not, but this can cook frozen stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here. Let's see, where am I going to put this? I'm going to put that right there. There we go. All right, so we have our bag of green beans, and I'm going to open up the microwave door. I'm going to put that in right on the tray, close it. Now, again, this device can be controlled manually. And the cool thing is, although I'm going to give a real big disclaimer on it, you have to order it separately, and there was no additional charge. They do, since it's not being sold anymore, unfortunately, I guess they don't have it. They have, and I have it on mine, a Braille overlay. However, I don't know who they got to do their brailing, and I'm going to let Carolyn feel this because I want her to see what I'm talking about. Carolyn, come over here. I want you to feel this before we even do anything. Hang on. I want you to feel something. Oh yeah, you wanna? Okay. All right. Now I got 3 buttons across the top. They make sense. They're NW, CV, and air. So microwave, convection oven, and air for air frying. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you have 2 other buttons, and those aren't the ones I'm going to be concerned with. The numbers make sense. They're all in Braille. They're good. But what I want you to do is I want you to come over here and feel the very bottom row. Oh, sorry. Come over here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The bottom row?
Yeah, feel the very bottom row. Now tell me if that makes any sense to you.
No.
No.
It looks like a
sideways S.
Yeah. Maybe that's a U, you think?
Yeah. And they mean totally different. Like the first one on the bottom left, that feels like a sideways S, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then it looks like an ER sign and an S. And an AF?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. The only one I know of for sure is that the first one, the bottom left, is the stop button. If you push that manually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is horrible. Obviously, whoever did their brailing should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, it doesn't look. If anything, it looks like a CH sign with a dot 3 after it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look anything like an
No.
ST.
No, and this was, I mean, actually, all right. Okay, actually, all right. Actually, actually, we're going to stop with the microwave part only because our sausages are ready. So we're actually going to come back to that in a second, but I wanted to show that to you.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, I apologize for jumping back and forth, but you heard several long beeps. That means our sausages are done.
Oh, the numbers on this microwave are very clear.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's clear, but everything else is majorly screwed up. So I don't even worry about trying to figure that out. I'm going to jump back over here to the Instapot because if you heard several long beeps in a row, that means that our Instapot is done. So as Bill mentioned, we're going to have to release the steam. Now you can do what they call as a natural release, which means, and they actually recommend that for certain meats, but for sausages, this doesn't matter as much. We're gonna do what they call as a quick release. So I assume this will come out pretty good. We're gonna release the steam. So if you hear a lot of hissing, don't be afraid. We didn't blow up anything, at least not yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the valve on its side. So again, I'm not touching the part that's super hot. Grabbing it with 2 fingers, I'm just gonna pull it up a little bit and twist it.
Reminds me of a steam engine.
What's that?
Reminds me of the old steam engine.
Yeah, really. Talk about blowing off steam, you know?
Smell that.
Oh, yeah. Guys, if you could smell what we're smelling, you know, it's like the cooking shows on TV. They used to call it smell-o-vision, you know? Oh, man. All that steam is being released, so we're going to wait for that to stop in a second. And it's done, so we're going to put our valve back in. And here's where I need a little sight assistance. So I'm going to let Bill do the honors. I'm going to move the phone over here so we can have room. I'm going to release the lid, and I'm going to have Bill take a look. Bill, if you need a fork or tongs or anything, just let me know. I'll get you whatever you need.
Give me a pair of tongs.
Tongs? All right. Let me get you
Small pair of tongs.
Small tongs. Oh, they're in my dish. Oh, no. Do I have small?
Okay.
No, I got bigger tongs.
I don't need big ones.
How about that size? My small one is...
That'll work.
Okay, you sure?
Yep.
Okay. I have small ones, but they're in my dishwasher right now. I haven't ran them yet. All
You
right.
mean you have a dishwasher?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I told you he's making too much money.
Yeah. Cha. All right. So I'm going to have Bill take a look at these, and we're going to see if these are done. He can tell. I always have trouble figuring that out a little bit.
Now, you know what my concern is
Huh.
how are the peppers in that?
Well, that's it.
Usually, if your peppers and onions are done, then your sausage should be done.
Right.
You know, and that's what I'm going to take a little
All right.
chunk of.
Go ahead.
Here.
Yep. Do a little taste test. Good
Oh.
chef. Oh, yeah? Hot?
Yeah, they're hot.
Yeah, they're hot. Yeah, I would think so.
Now, you see one thing?
Uh-huh.
You question, when you were doing this, you
Right.
thought about putting water in.
Yeah.
You see how much water's in here?
Yeah, I know.
You
That,
did
and
not-
adds,
when you had the onions and that in here,
so it adds the,
that
it adds
had
the liquid.
enough
Yeah.
in it, the
Yeah.
juices,
Yeah.
that you wouldn't really needed it.
Yeah, that's true. So,
But I didn't want to tell you that because you were the cook.
Yeah, that's okay. Listen, I never said I was a gourmet cook. No, I experiment. I do one thing. If it don't work out, I do something different the next time.
Oh yeah, those are done.
Those are done.
Yep.
All right. How about the peppers and onions? How they look?
Yep.
Good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
They're not real squishy, but nice. Okay.
All right. So.
If you want, I'll dish them up for you.
All right. So we got rolls here.
You want one on a roll, Mrs. Lapp?
Sure.
Okay. You have some plates there.
Oh yeah. Oh, duh. Sorry.
Hey, that's all right. No big deal.
Please. Do you need a spoon or anything to dish those up or no?
I might be able to get them with the tongs.
All right, let me know.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
This is in progress. So,
And actually, because the sausage ain't real big, we might be able to cut these rolls right in half.
oh, okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How about
Now, Jay, this Instapot, it does a lot more than.
Hang on, I'm gonna come over here with the so that people can
okay.
hear. Go ahead.
Yeah, doesn't it like steam rice or does it do all those things?
Oh yeah, that's what I said. This has several functions. So I do rice cooking. So I could say cook rice in and it will adjust to the right temperature and the right timing for cooking rice.
Yeah.
And when I do my cooked rice, 2 cups of water for 1 cup rice.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's-
for raw rice. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can make dessert
Oh
in your
yeah.
Instapot.
Oh yeah. You can do a lot of things. Oh, hang on. We need to stop that. Alexa, turn off Jason's pot. Oh, there we go. Okay. There was a little beep. So I just told Alexa, forgot to almost do that because it was still on. It goes in a keep warm mode. So even if food gets done, you don't have to take, I mean, it's going to stay hot for a while anyway, but it goes in a keep warm mode. So what I did, guys, I just told my Alexa to turn off Jason's pot, and it stopped it. It, hit the end button, basically. It turned it off. So now it's completely off. So while Bill is did the sausage and the peppers, we're going to come back over. We're going to jump back over here to our last device, and we're going to cook our green beans. So as I told you, Carolyn felt the Braille overlay. Horrible job, but that's where, it is what it is. I don't use that, to be quite honest. I use, of course, my Alexa, which we will. And these get cooked for 7 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, Alexa, microwave for 7 minutes on microwave.
Microwaving for 7 minutes.
Okay. There we go. Microwaving for 7 minutes. And I'm going to let you hear the microwave. I'm sure you know what a microwave sounds like. Okay, so we'll just let that cook. Again, we're just cooking them right in the bag. We didn't open the bag. We didn't do anything to them. So, all right, I'll get mine a little bit. So you want to go ahead and put those down.
Yep.
And we'll sit down here in a minute and we'll talk a little bit about this oven a little bit more. And maybe see if Carolyn or Bill have any questions or. Oh, hang on. I don't see. Hang on. Bill.
Need another plate.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. Hang on. I'm being sidetracked. Told you this is a different type of setup today. Here you go.
Thank you.
I don't want. I have mustard. Hang on. Bill wants mustard, so we're gonna see what we can get them. I only have is this mustard.
What is this?
It's just yellow mustard.
What
Sorry.
is wrong with you, son?
Sorry.
I taught you better.
Next time, bring your own condiments.
Okay.
Bill likes spicy stuff. guys. So he was asking me spicy mustard. So actually, this is going. I'm going to take a bite of this sausage pepper sandwich. Let's see how this is. Mmm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's any good, but he's smacking his lips.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you for the what is that? Pressure cooker. That is great if you're somebody who works and you don't have time to spend a lot of, you don't have time to spend in the kitchen cooking. That pressure cooker is terrific because it'll fix an entire meal in just probably less than an hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So,
And these,
what were you gonna say, Bill?
and I believe these sausage and peppers and onions come out perfect.
Mm-hmm. So as Bill mentioned, maybe not adding the liquid because the peppers and the onions have so much water in them, the water content. As we said, as it cooks, it's going to make its own liquid as well. But I added just a very, very little amount, but maybe even that was not even necessary. And that's a nice thing when you're cooking in an Instapot in a pressure cooker like this. When you're cooking a pressure cooker, you don't need to add a lot of juices and gravies and stuff because it makes its own, and that's the best type of gravy. To be quite honest, is that type of thing. So you can just leave that there. Yeah.
Oh, well.
All right. Sounds
Just put the
good.
top back on.
I appreciate it. All right. So good. So, all right, Carolyn. So now that I had, what do you think?
Very good,
Is
Jay.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you no longer teach technology, we'll hire you as a cook.
All right. Sounds good. I'm doing two things I really enjoy talking about food and technology, so and our green beans should be done soon. So now, sometimes,
Come on, sweet.
oh, okay. Now, sometimes when the microwave is done, it will say, let me move that on. There we go. It will say your food is ready. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does not. I'm going to go ahead and get my bowl out so we can have that ready to go. To dump the green beans in so we don't make a mess in the bag. But we'll wait for those to get done. They should be done shortly. And they're just frozen green beans, nothing on them. Do you guys want anything special on them? Any butter or any seasoning?
Whatever you think.
Whatever you guys like. What do you guys normally put on green beans?
A little salt and pepper.
No salt and pepper.
A little butter.
Okay, hang on. They want salt and pepper and butter. Okay, give me a second on that. Bill, do you see the salt grinder on the table? No. They keep moving stuff around on me.
That's okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'll put some butter on it. How's
there
that
you
sound?
go. Sounds good.
And I'll put, you know what I'll do? I'll do this. I'm gonna put some other seasoning on it as well. We'll do that. We'll figure this out. Stuff keeps getting moved around on me, and then it's gonna cause a little problem. I have an all-purpose seasoning here. Yeah, I'll use some of that. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Yeah, salt-free, all-purpose seasoning. I think I got this at Costco or Sam's because it's a bigger bottle. Let me get the butter out, so give me 1 second. Because I don't like plain green beans. Some people do. In preparation for this workshop, I tried to have as much as I could ready ahead of time, but certain things just, we'll try our best.
You did a great job, Dave.
Yeah, yeah. So this should be done soon, so we'll wait for that. We got the butter out, and I got my all-purpose seasoning out, and we'll just do some butter and all-purpose seasoning. Here we go. Okay. Microwave's done. It did not, Alexa didn't say anything, but it doesn't always do that. We're just gonna open that up. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. You know, things, when they come out of an oven or a microwave, things are hot. That's okay. Gotta be careful in the kitchen. Safety comes first. So I'm just gonna take my scissors here and cut this bag open. Remember, it all cooked in the bag. And what I did, guys, just to kind of let you know, I have this bowl that I'm gonna dump the green beans in. So what I did to kind of, not putting the hot bag right on top of my counter, I actually put the bag right in the bowl that I'm gonna dump the green beans in. So all I have to do is just flip them over, just like so. There we go. All right, so that makes things nice and easy, no mess, no spills. And trust me, I'm good at that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a spoon and put a nice helping of butter on top. Now what the heck, we're not on diets, we'll even do a nice bigger dollop of butter, you know? There we go, that's good enough. Okay. And then I'm gonna unplug my, I'm thinking I'm just gonna unplug my Instant Pot there, there we go. I'm gonna add my all-purpose seasoning. Oh, I don't measure. I'm horrible at measuring, guys. That's why I'm not no big chef. I always say, it looks like enough, I stop.
Good chefs do not measure.
No, they do not. But there's nothing spicy here. It's just all-purpose seasoning, salt-free. There we go. Yeah, that should be, well, let's do a little bit more only because it doesn't look like it's coming out as much as I would like. And I don't like, oh, there we go. That's good enough.
I hope so.
Well, listen.
Won't be able to find the green beans.
Yeah. All right. Let me take that spoon I used and give this all a good mix. In fact, if you want to do the honors with this, hang on. You know, I'm gonna. Oops. Okay. Bill, you want to give this a good mix up, make sure everything gets.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it. And let me get you guys some fork or something. Hang on.
I'm gonna get your butter.
You want forks or spoons eat that way?
Oh, fork.
Forks?
Mhm.
That's what I thought. Just want to make sure. Well, 3 forks. All right.
Put them on your plate.
Yeah. Here's a fork.
Back up a little.
Okay. Fork from me and a fork from you when you get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the vegetables are really good cooked in the pressure cooker too.
Yeah, you can cook vegetables in the pressure cooker. You want to be careful that you don't overcook because those can get overcooked kind of quickly. So, does anybody need a napkin?
Oh, we have one.
Oh, okay, you have one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna grab one for me.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'll set this back over here.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna give these a whirl.
They turned out very good, Dave.
Yeah. Let me
And
give
they're
this.
seasoned good.
Yeah, let me give this a shot here. Yeah, I like that all-purpose seasoning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That,
Okay, and how long do you think all of this took? What was it, 8 minutes?
Well,
And
yeah,
seven?
the mozzarella sticks, hang on, here so people can hear. So Carolyn asked how long everything took. So we did the mozzarella sticks for 8 minutes. We did the sausage, pepper, and onions, so that was done in the air fryer. The pressure cooker was the Italian sausage, peppers, and onions. That was 8 minutes, and the green beans was 7 minutes. So really, so 8,
23
16,
minutes?
so what, in 30 minutes? Wait.
Not
So-
even.
No, not even 30 minutes.
Mhm.
You know, keep in mind the only thing that takes longer. Well, the pressure cooker cooks for 8 minutes, but it takes longer to heat up. So it's really almost double the time. So you might as well say about 30 minutes, roughly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So guys, in about 30 minutes, we turned out 3 dishes. Oh, it looks like Bill's going in for seconds on that. Are you?
And
I guess he is.
okay, now we did it, one appliance at a time.
Right.
Now, could you run all 3 at one
Oh
time?
yeah. I
Okay.
could have. In fact, I was gonna start the microwave before the pressure cooker was done because they're plugged into different outlets. I gotta be careful because I don't want to blow circuits, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
But the only reason why I did the air fryer and the pressure cooker separate, especially, was because they were plugged. I plugged those into the same outlet because
Okay.
I don't want to. And yeah, microwave is plugged into something totally different, into another outlet
Mhm.
altogether. So look,
So if you had everything set up, you could have cooked this in 10, 15 minutes.
oh yeah,
15 at the most.
15, 20 at the very most, if that, even that. Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah, everything. And guys, I know we weren't cooking anything real special, real fancy. I mean, that wasn't the purpose of today's demonstration. It was to show you how you can cook 3 different foods in 3 different appliances and turn out a full meal. So that's basically that.
And the big thing is that they were all accessible. We didn't have to ask for help.
Nope,
We did it ourselves. We didn't have to wait for anybody to come home
nope.
to read the numbers or the keypad for us. We were able to do it, and just by using voice commands.
That's right. That's it. So we did it totally independently by ourselves and didn't push one single button. What a world we're living in where we don't have to push buttons. We're getting lazy. But you know what it is, guys? It's not so much us being lazy or anything. Honestly, it's being independent. And that's what it's really all about. It's just amazing. And this doesn't stop here with just these 3 appliances. If I had my way, I'd have all smart appliances. There's smart ranges, but stoves and ovens. I've heard somebody who has a smart refrigerator, which I would love to see that. I recently just had to buy a new washing machine, which is a very long story, but I did look. They do have smart washing machines and smart dryers as well. My wife put her foot down about that, but
Coffee pots?
Huh? Oh yeah, coffee. That's what I'm saying. They have a whole lot. You can have almost an entire house smart TVs. I have a smart TV over there. That's another whole demonstration. I'm not going to get into that today. But it's just and they're coming out with more and more things every day. New stuff. Just because a model of something gets discontinued, something else comes out in its place. So it's absolutely amazing. Just absolutely amazing. I always believe if we can find devices that makes our lives as visually impaired individuals so much easier and to allow us to become real independent people as well as we should be. That's what it's really all about. Do you agree, Carolyn?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I come from an era where there was no technology and you like I said, you had to wait for somebody to help you. This is great.
So you could say safely growing up, back in your day, you would never have been able to do any of this stuff on your own.
No, not unless somebody came in and marked the appliances or did something like that. That's right.
Yeah, right.
You would have.
Yeah. So, all right. So with that being said, let's turn it over to some questions. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to use the raised hand method. So I'll go over a few commands, and Manus will be monitoring that and allowing one person to speak at a time. We ask that you please wait until you're called on before you speak, so we don't have everybody speaking at once. So the way we do raise your hands is, if you're on a Windows computer, it is Alt-Y on your keyboard, Alt-Y to raise your hand when Manus recognizes you, either by your name or if you're if you're on a computer. So when we hear your name, you'll do Alt-A to unmute yourself, but please wait until we recognize you. If you're on a Mac computer, this is where I always get it wrong. So I believe it's Command-Y for raise your hand, and Command-A or Command-Shift-A to unmute yourself. If you're on on either a phone or a tablet, voice, you go down to the bottom right-hand corner if you're using the Zoom app, and you look for the More button on the bottom right. You go under there, of course, VoiceOver or TalkBack users, double tap, and then raise your hand is on that screen, and then it will put you back on the main screen, and the microphone to unmute yourself when you're recognized is down on the bottom, probably, believe a little bit more towards the left or the middle. I apologize for the position on that. If you're a telephone user, we don't want to forget our telephone people calling in via the telephone. It's *9 to raise your hand. *9 to raise your hand, and when you're called on by the last 4 digits of your phone number, we display the last 4 numbers of your phone number. You'll do *6. So with that being said, Manus, do we have any raised hands at this time?
Yes, sir. We have a number of raised hands. So we're going to start with the first one. Thank you so much, Jason, for the presentation.
Hold on, hang on. If you could say their name, so I'm reading. Okay.
Okay, the first person we have is Jeannie. Jeannie, please, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Give me unmute, and I will lower your hand.
Go ahead.
Lower hand.
Jeannie?
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm Jeannie Johnson from Nashville, Tennessee. And first of all, Jason, I want to thank you and Carolyn and Bill for doing this. Also, you were actually correct in putting a little liquid in your Instant Pot, because even though your meat and vegetables are going to render more liquid, you have to initially have liquid in there for it to come to pressure. So you did that just right. I have a Facebook group that I started about a little over, I think 2 years ago now, and it's called All Text TEXT Small Kitchen Electrics, and it is geared toward people who are blind or visually impaired. And we talk about all different kinds of small kitchen electrical appliances, accessibility, and this can be appliances with or without being smart appliances. I've been a little wary of the smart appliances and have never used them, which is why I came today, but I did tell my group about it. And so Jason and Carolyn and Bill, you're invited to join the group if you do Facebook groups, and anyone else who is attending. All Text Small Kitchen Electrics. Thank you very much for doing this.
Oh, well, that's wonderful,
Yeah,
Jeannie.
thank you. Yeah, definitely. I'd love to join that, because I love talking about this stuff. And trust me, we barely scratched the surface today on what we're doing here. I mean, this could be hours long, and But we're just, just trying to give everybody an idea. But we appreciate you letting us know about that group. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. And the next person we have on the list is Len Schneider. So I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourself. Oh, you already unmuted. I'm just going to lower your hand. Go ahead, Len.
Hey, you guys, I just love this. I am having so much fun with this meeting. And what I want to say is we tried air frying chicken and we sort of turned it into jerky. I don't know what we did wrong. I guess we just cooked it too long. But I guess my question then is, how do you keep things from excessively drying out when you're air frying? But before I'm just gonna say I love the sounds of people cooking. I just love it. I don't know why. I'm just weird that way. ASMR, they call it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad I was able to, and I hope the sounds came out good. That was the idea. Yeah. I was trying to do some sound tests to see what would sound what would not sound good and everything. So I hope everything came out good. I can't wait to hear the recording of this myself because because I'm here in my kitchen, but I want to see how this comes out. As far as cooking meat, so what I have done in the past, and this is just a tip, when I've cooked, say, like pork chops or hamburgers, because I've done that in my air fryer, is because your holes are in the bottom of the air fryer. That's where all your grease and fat goes. But when you're cooking meat, you don't want those. You don't want all that stuff to leave your meat from cooking. That's how stuff gets dried out. So what I have done is I have used tin foil and lined the bottom of my air fryer basket rather, and that keeps the juices from leaving. So you're
a lower temperature.
So yeah, and you might have it set a little high as well. So like cooking meats and all, you can cook those at like 350. I wouldn't go any higher than 360 unless you like them well done. But 350 at the most, 360. But yeah, definitely use like a liner, like tin foil or this parchment paper stuff that I talked about. Yeah, because that really is made for an air fryer because it has the holes, but not that many holes where all your juices are going to leave. And it also keeps it from making such a mess to clean up at the end. You can take those liners or even tin foil, whatever you're going to use, and just throw it away, and you have such a minimal cleanup at the end. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and just one more thing. I am so inspired by your cookie idea. Cookie in the air fryer. It just warms my heart. Because we have an air fryer, and we sort of haven't messed with it much, but I'm just like so inspired now. So, but like when you do the cookies, how long do you actually cook them? I mean, do you follow the box instructions or the recipe instructions, or how do you do that?
Right. No, and the reason why you don't follow the box instructions is because they're for a conventional regular oven, and an air fryer, even though it's like, say with cookies, say the Pillsbury or the Nestle Toll House ones that you just peel off and you put them on the paper and you cook them. That's meant that the instructions are meant for an oven, so you sort of have to modify your cooking. Again, if you like a softer, chewier cookie, I do mine at 350 for about 13 to 14 minutes. If you like a crispier cookie, you can do 15 minutes. When they come out, of course, you got to let them sit or stand actually for 5 to 6 minutes before you attempt to even pick them up. Otherwise, they'll just completely fall apart.
Right. Well, thank you so much. You're doing an awesome job. I just love this. Thank you.
Thank you. That's been fun. I really had a blast doing this.
Thank you so much. You may mute yourself. Also, Jason, we have a number of people who raise their hands, so we're going to keep our answers a little short so that we can get as many people as possible. The next person is Christina Bueno. Christina, you may unmute yourself. Oh, go ahead.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, you can hear you.
Jason, it was wonderful, and I love technology and cooking, so this is great. I wanted to ask you because I do have the Instant Pot, the smart one for the Alexa, and it now doesn't work. Something with the app. I don't know. If you had that problem.
Oh,
We're losing you,
you
Christina.
cut a little
Can you
bit.
hear me now?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, go ahead.
Yeah, your doesn't work.
Yeah, the app doesn't work, and then I went on the Alexa app for it, and everybody was saying it doesn't work. It worked perfectly. It worked just like you had your Instant Pot working, but now it doesn't. I need to go back and see, but I don't know if you heard anything or have you had any issues with that?
I did, and I just had to repair it, and like go back in, like I was hooking it up as a new device, and I was able to pair it back again, and it was able to work again.
I'll have to try that again because then you have to rename it and everything, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'll try that. Just a hint with the, you were talking about the drip tray with the air fryer. What I use that's really good, I heard, is that you take bread and you put it in the drip tray for the drippings, and it soaks up all the fat, and it's so much easier to clean.
Oh wow. Oh okay. Well, I never
use
heard.
it. Yeah, use any type of bread, put it in the drip tray, and it soaks all the fat up.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that. I
You're
love hearing.
welcome.
So thank you.
And I am a member of Jeannie's group. It's great. Thank you.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We're going to continue with Ms. Cindy Wentz. Cindy, please unmute yourself.
Lower hand.
Hello?
Cindy, you are still muted.
Hello, Cindy, go ahead. One more
Okay.
time.
Thank you so much.
Go
I'm
ahead.
unmuted now, correct?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Quick question about the air fryer and its results. I don't know if you ever cook chicken with the skin, but if you do, I'm wondering if it crisps up.
Yes, it does. What they recommend if you want that type of consistency is you spray your chicken with the non-cooking, with the cooking spray. Again, I use the olive oil cooking spray, but all you just give it a little coating to that, and that should cook your chicken a little bit.
And I heard Jay,
Mhm.
should, like when it's half done or something, flip it over.
Yeah, you can do that as well to get it to consistency on both sides.
Right. And then could you also use a marinade or whatever kind of liquid you want?
You're gonna crisp it up.
It's not going to crisp it up. That's just going to, get into the meat and give it the flavor. But yeah, you can do that, but that's not going to crisp it anymore. That's just going to add flavor to it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And the next person we have last four is 4254. 4254. Please unmute yourself.
That's a telephone user.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Rita, and I was wondering with the pressure cooker. Can you cook the sausage and peppers and onions on a slow cook? Can you do it on a slow cook?
Oh yeah, you can cook any type of meats in a slow cooker. Obviously, it's going to take hours that way, but in a crock pot, oh, absolutely.
In a crock pot.
You can definitely do that. Yeah. So it has this. I have not used the slow cooking mode. Press the slow cooker mode on. I have a separate crock pot for that. I just use that. But yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay, and I also wanted to make a comment. You did a wonderful job. The three of you have a wonderful demonstration, and I hope you do more of this again.
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're always open for suggestions. If you want to email or call our center and give us a suggestion for a workshop, feel free. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and we'll give all the contact information here. As soon as we get through everybody's questions, we'll go over all that.
All right,
Okay,
wonderful.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Rita. The next person the next person we have is another Rita, Rita H. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Oh, there you go. You are unmuted, and I will lower your hand. Go ahead,
Good
Rita.
afternoon, everyone. Great demonstration. Thank you so much. Very helpful. Just wanted to comment. There's a company that is called Halo Tactile Icons. It's HALO. And they will make tactile icons per your model of like your dishwasher, your treadmill, your whatever. And they also have standardized like keypad numbers tactily that you can put on appliances. And I found that as a great resource if I don't have a connected device or I want it to enhance the connected device. It's a wonderful resource. And as soon as I get your contact information, I'll send you that link.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Wasn't aware of that.
All right, thank you so much, Rita. The next person we have is Chanel. Chanel, please unmute yourself. Okay, there you go.
Thank you
Good to
so
go.
much. Okay, so I wanted to say thank you again for doing this. I'm sure you're going to hear that a lot today. But I actually had a question about the Instant Pot. I have one with the voice commands because I have been a little nervous to branch out for the preset settings. Do those work with the voice commands? Can I just be like, you know, cook chicken? Like,
Well, you can say like cook a specific type of meat, but you might be able to say things like, depending on the appliance, they all have different variations on the commands. You might be able to say cook, like on the Instant Pot, you might be able to say, on the pressure cooker rather, you might be able to say pressure cook on high for 20 minutes, things like that.
okay, because yes, I have the same model you have, which is why I was wondering if you've had an experience with the preset modes.
Not really. I just did the basic pressure cooking for this demonstration. I don't use a lot of presets myself. I kind of guess at a lot of things. Like I said, I always say you can add time to your cooking, just can't take it away.
Right. I also wanted to comment, you mentioned a lot about the cooking sprays. And I would recommend that you would actually maybe consider investing in a oil spritzer rather than using those generic sprays, because you have very expensive pans you're using, expensive appliances, and those sprays, I don't know if you've ever noticed when you're washing your pans, it leaves like a sticky residue. And that is because of those sprays specifically. Whereas if you use a kitchen, like a spritzing type of oil, you use whatever oil you have on hand, whether it be an infused oil, a Mediterranean oil, whatever you like, you just pour it into that spritzer and it sprays the same way those like PAM sprays do. And you can spray it directly onto your food or your pans and it doesn't damage your pans.
Good suggestion.
Yes, definitely. I have heard of those. I am actually really considering getting that. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and they have all mentioned those. So thank you. Yeah, I'm going to look
You're
into
very
that.
welcome. I know for a fact Pampered Chef carries them. I don't know about other brands specifically, but just so you know, have a starting place to look for one. But yeah, I really recommend it, and it's so much healthier for you. Not having all those extra chemicals in your oil. So just thought I'd share that. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, and next we have an iPhone. It says iPhone, please unmute yourself. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Simply says iPhone.
So,
Go ahead, iPhone.
I think that's me.
There you go, yeah.
Yes, I'm Carla, and I had a couple of questions. One is I was looking at Amazon. Do you happen to know if there is an Instapot air fryer combination that has the Alexa capability? Because I don't have a lot of counter space, so I'd love to have a combination. And the other question was, she said, Carolyn said something about the Amazon. You could look on Amazon for products that the blind have suggested, accessible products, do you know where you click for that?
As far as your first question, I'm not going to speak specifically because I don't know of any offhand, but I am sure they sell combinations that are, that do pressure cooking and air frying together. Like I said, I'm like you. I don't have a lot of counter space, so had to kind of move things around. But I'm sure there is. Carolyn, do you know offhand about the second question, real quick?
Oh, about the Amazon?
Yeah, she's asking where to go
Yeah,
look.
yeah, was it certified by?
Certified for Humans?
That's it.
Yeah.
And they will have a list of products that have been tested by blind people.
So if you type that in the search box, certified for humans, or just certified for humans, you'll probably get a whole list that way in the main search box.
Well, they all be smart products, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
But they will say it if they are.
They are. Yeah. They'll definitely say if they are or not. Okay.
Wonderful. All right. I think she's on mute now. All right. The next person we have Zoom user. Zoom user. Please unmute yourself. Zoom user. Okay, go ahead.
Hi. Hello. How are you?
Hi. What's your name?
What's your name?
Amelia Nelson.
Oh.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I have the Wi-Fi Instant Pot, and I've had it probably a year now or so, and I have been in like close contact working with the company in Canada that did, because I had a lot of problems with mine. It was paired, and then it was unpaired, and then in September when they did that big iOS 15 update, I have an iPhone. And for the longest time, up until like maybe in January, they kept saying they were waiting on Apple to approve the security clearance for the, platform for iOS, for them to, they were building a whole new Instant Pot Wi-Fi, I guess, like app again. So they gave me a brand new, another Instant Pot, the newest one that came out, because I went through so much trouble. And I just found that I hope they get better with the accessibility assistance at the Echo department. Apparently they say now they have an accessibility special Echo department, but it's been hard, trying to work with them. And I don't know how much that was true about Apple being the problem with pairing that Instant Pot back, but I'm completely visually impaired, so I needed to use the voice commands, and it was working so good there for about 4, 5, 6 months, and then it came impaired in September, and I haven't really tried hard to pair it back. But under Amazon, under the more, section, you can push special help under the feedback on the app, the Alexa app, and you can have them call you if you can't get help from the Echo department directly, because it seems in the Echo department they do more like Fire TV and Alexa devices. But if you need like one who can understand blindness and work with you, some of them even can do screen share under that department, and they call you, and you might get somebody really specialized that has more training. And I didn't know that until a supervisor told me. I just wanted to share that you can, have them call you. You just have to go under there and put that you're, in the United States, and put your phone number in under the more, under the, app of Alexa, and it will, they'll have someone call you right as soon as you hang up, and they'll work with you on your specific problem. Because I've had some pretty, crazy problems, because I have a lot of I have the Fire TV now, and I had seems like my Alexa devices want to be temperamental a lot of times. And, I just wondered if anybody else experienced problems with the Instant Pot, with the working with the Apple platform.
Yeah,
on the iPhone.
I'm really not for sure. I mean, these companies like to point fingers at each other and, you know,
Right. Yeah,
it-
that's why.
but stay on top of them, definitely for sure. But thank you so much for
Good.
sharing. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, man, it's next.
Thank you. I don't have another hand that is raised, but I do have an iPhone SE second generation that's unmuted. I don't know if that person has a question.
That's me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I would like to answer the lady before this lady here about I have 7-in-1 Instant Pot. And yes, it do comes Alexa accessible. But the one that I have that's a 7-in-1, it is not smart. It just have the one touch smart.
Okay. And could you say your name for everybody to know who's speaking?
I'm sorry, everyone. This is Drusilla.
Okay. Thank you, Drusilla. All right. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Drusilla. I'm gonna put you on mute. We appreciate your comment. I do not have another hand. Nope, I don't have another hand. So if you want to conclude, and then we can, if you have other announcements you want to share, please feel free to do so.
Okay, so well, thank you, man. Thank you for all the questions. You guys have asked some great awesome questions and comments, and shared your tips and your tricks, and that's how we all learn from each other. I'm going to really quick turn this over to Carolyn. Carolyn, as I said, is our executive director, and I'm going to let her just briefly mention about the Florida Outreach Center and who we are and what we do.
Well, I want to thank Jay for putting on this workshop today. It's been great. It's really awesome, all the accessibility that we have now and different technologies. At the Florida Outreach Center, we teach Braille and computers and daily living skills, and other assistive technology. We have mobility and support groups and a craft program, and we go on field trips and all kinds of things. And our instructors are all blind themselves, so they understand what the person is going through and the challenges we face with technology and other things in life. But we have good instructors like Jason and Manus, and we're very grateful that you joined us today. And like I said, if you have a suggestion for future workshops, just let us know.
You want to give our contact information, and I'll give the mailing list?
Sure. Our phone number is 561-642-0005. And if you want to email me, my email address is info_FOCB@bellsouth.net.
Okay. Thank you, Carolyn. We're in, well, for the better part of the area, we're in West Palm Beach, Florida, or really Palm Springs, Florida, which is basically part of West Palm Beach, Florida. So anybody who's ever down our way, we're about an hour north of Miami. So if you're ever in our area, feel free to stop in. We'd love to meet you. We also do have a Florida Outreach Center for the Blind mailing list that we do have. We do put the copy of the recordings of our workshop on there. And that's also available upon request. Also, we will be posting a full written transcript of this workshop as well. So we'd love to have all of you join our mailing list so you can hear about other announcements that we're doing. And we share other topics of blindness of interest. We forward other articles from Hadley, from Apple, Microsoft, things like that. If you want to join or to subscribe, you send a blank email to Florida Outreach Center, all one word, +, subscribe at groups, GROUPS.io. And for those who aren't familiar with that process, you will get an email back. All you have to do is just hit reply, just send it again to confirm, and then you're added to our mailing list. So we would love for you to join us with that. So with that being said, give me 1 second. We're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to conclude and do our door prize. We promised we would have a door prize, but we did say we would have it at the very end. So, Manus, are you ready to do the door prize?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And one more announcement. On Thursday next week, we have our book discussion, our book club discussion. And the book we'll be reading is, what is it again? Hope Harbor by Irene Hannon. Hope Harbor by Irene Hannon. So we hope you can read the book and join our book discussion. It's the same Zoom number, same code. So please do join us next week so that we can discuss this wonderful book. Thank you so much.
And that will be at 3:00 p.m. Eastern time, and it's about 1 hour long.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you to everybody who have joined us. And
we have a door prize.
I'm sorry?
We have a door prize, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
What is the door prize? Do we know what it is?
Oh, we have a Walmart gift card. Our lucky winner will have a Walmart gift card. So you can just go ahead and use that in how you wish. And one little caveat, if you are an employee of the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind, I'm sorry. And if you have won recently, so we're gonna give somebody else a chance to win. So those are the only conditions that we have. And as we have done in the past, we're gonna ask our presenter, I don't know if Jason wants to defer that to Carolyn since we have her on the line. She can pick for us a number between 1 and 59. I have assigned every attendee a number. And Carolyn can pick a number between 1 and 59.
There we go. There's our drum roll. And pick a number between 1 and 59.
Okay.
All right. So between 1 and 59, go ahead.
How about 18?
18.
18. Very good. Let's see who has 18. Debbie R. Debbie R. Let's see if Debbie's still with us. Debbie R.
Debbie, if you're there, could you unmute?
Yep, she's here.
All right.
And I'm going to ask Debbie to unmute. Debbie?
Debbie, could you unmute and identify yourself?
Ralston.
Oh. Is she still with us?
Yep, she's here.
Could you unmute so you can identify yourself?
Hello, Debbie.
Hello, Debbie. Could you unmute yourself, please? Well, one more time, and then we'll have to move on to somebody else. We need to hear from the person because we need to get the contact information. Debbie, what is there? It's Debbie R, you said?
Yes. Ralston. Ralston.
Ralston? Okay. Could you unmute, please, if you're there? Otherwise, we'll have to pick somebody else.
If she's on a computer and can't unmute, maybe if she holds down the space bar, you'll be able to hear her. That's what I had to do.
Yeah, true. Thank you for that tip. Debbie, could you unmute or hold down your space bar to unmute if you're on a computer? Like I said, if you're on the phone, are you there?
I am here.
Yes, there you are.
Yay!
There we go.
I was on my phone. There was a problem trying to get there.
Awesome. Congratulations. Just stay on the line. We're going to end here in a minute. Just stay on the line and we're going to end the meeting and stop the recording and get your contact information so we know how to get you your gift card, okay?
Okay.
All right, so bear with us here. Don't go anywhere. Don't hang up. And as soon as we officially end, we wait for everybody else to hang up. We'll get your information. So bear with us. So once again, everybody, thank you so much for coming out today and joining us. We really thank you for coming out. We've had a lot of fun putting this together and eating this wonderful food. So
It was fun.
yeah, it really was. Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah. Thank you guys. And we'll talk to you again next month. So thank you very much.
Would you give the email address again?
Oh, sure. And info, info _ F as in Frank, O, C as in Charlie, B as in Bravo at Bell South, BELLSOUTH.net.
.net. Got it, Jim? Okay, my husband's writing it, and he's visually impaired too, so bellsouth.net, right?
And our phone number is 561-642-0005. 561-642-0005.
Got it, Jim?
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Debbie, just hang on for a minute and we'll get your information, okay? As soon as we make sure everybody else hangs up here.
Hey, Jason, can you real quickly give that subscribe address again?
Sure. For the mailing list, it's Florida Outreach Center, and then a +sign and the word subscribe at groups.io. I as in India, O as in Oscar.
Okay. And that's just going to be a one-way, just announce list, correct?
No.
So we're not going to get...
It's really a discussion group, but it's really only been announced for the most part. But it is set up to be a discussion group at this point. But no one, we really haven't. Yeah, we really don't. I mean, it is set up to be that way, but we don't. We haven't really had discussion. Yeah, yeah, it's very low traffic. It's not very high traffic.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.
I know. Debbie, hang on.
We have about 8 left.
Okay. Yeah, I want to make sure everybody's cleared off first.
You
Don't
can start
hang-
the recording, Jason, if you need.
Yeah, I'm going to end the recording now. Give me a second.
Speech on. More. Button. And this is security. Recording. Ellipsis. Recording. Ellipsis. Pause. Button. Stop record. Button. Stop alert. Stop record. You'll receive an email note. Cancel. Button. Stop. Button.